Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. Got some defensive plays for you today. I'm in the Niners playbook, but basically any defensive playbook that runs a 4-3 base is probably going to have the plays I'm going to show you. And if you like running defensive playbooks that have a 3-4 base, they're going to have something very similar. You can reuse the concepts I'm going to show you today, whether you like to use either playbook. I'm in the dollar. I prefer the dollar. I'll show you why in a minute. But the concepts, like I said, you can reuse these in the 1-4-6. You can find similar plays, which I know are very popular. The 3-2-6 Sam, I think, is the name of another formation out of 3-4s. So the plays I'm going to show you today, you can use throughout any playbook you want. Ultimately, something should look just like this in every playbook in Madden. So, like I said, I'm in the dollar because I prefer that, but you can easily find plays to match this and reuse these concepts. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show two plays from the dollar today. If you guys want to see more plays from this playbook, whether from a part 2 from the dollar or some plays from the dime, which I really I like quite a bit, hit the like button and let me know in the comments section. Other than that, some of the plays I'm going to show you today I also used in a gameplay about a week ago. So if you want to see these plays in a gameplay, I'll put a link in the description for that as well. I didn't really show this particular play until towards the end, so I'm sure a lot of people at that point might not have been watching anymore, so they might have missed it. But I used this play for a series or two, and it was completely shut down. It basically made my opponent rage quit with how hard it is to throw on this defense. So I'm going to start off with this. Like I said, if I really want to, since I'm going to be dropping these guys into coverage, so I want to make sure I have my best coverage guys in there. That would be the wisest move. So like I said, first play, we're going to go over, we're going to pick the crossfire 3 blitz. Where is it at here? Went ahead and lost it. There's a lot of plays in this playbook, as you can tell. So here we go, cross 3 fire press. Before I start the video though, I just want to thank my new sponsors at MMOXP.com. If you guys are looking to buy some coins for your MUT team, you can do that there, and you can support me by supporting them and buying your coins through them. And make sure to use discount code MONEYSHOT so they know that you came from my site, from my channel. Other than that, let's get into the video. So how I was using this defense in that gameplay, which is a concept I've actually put out a couple years ago. I think it was Madden 16 or 17 is the first time I put this play out. And I hadn't really thought of it for a long time until I was in a situation where I really needed to flood the center of the field with zones. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this. I'm not going to use this like it is as far as a cross blitz. The cross blitzes don't really work anymore anyway. They were pretty good for a time, but they don't really work anymore to the point where they're going to get pressure. You pretty much have to get edge pressure with QB contains is pretty much the way to do it. So what I want to do is I just want to take away these crossing linebackers. They're not going to do anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the D-pad to the right, and then I'm going to hit up on the right stick. I'm sorry, up D-pad to the right, up on the right stick to basically zone all. So what this does, you can see right now, I have about 3 middle zones, which is going to basically just flood the middle. You can't really throw on a defense that has so many zone concepts in the center. But what it also does for me is it really loosens me up to kind of free roam and take away things that might typically give cover 3s problems. So what I'm going to do, I'm still going to maintain the center of the field, but I can leave my assignment. I don't have to stay home like I typically would. If I want to cover a crossing route that goes deep or something like that, which typically can give cover 3s problems, if I want to cover something up the seam, I know what the issues are at cover 3s. They're up the seam, and there may be, a lot of times, like I said, crossing routes can give it a problem if somebody knows how to diagnose a cover 3 home run. So that's pretty much going to be one of my main concerns over the course of this play, is taking that away. But at first, I want to start off just like I normally would, covering the middle. So I'm going to try to take away the slot receiver and the tight end to start, and then I'm going to, if I notice the play developing in a way that typically isn't good for a cover 3, I'll try to take that away. Now, I'm not going to say that this is going to work great against the computer in practice mode, but like I said, if you want to watch gameplay of it, there's plenty of that. I'll have it in the description below. It's a really easy setup too. I mean, like right here, this is perfect for a 5-3. You got 5 wide receivers. Technically I have a zone for every receiver, I could send this blitz, but there's much better plays to send this blitz, and I'll show you that in a moment. So like I said, zoning all is going to be the way that I go with this. So I have basically 3 different levels. You can see I have my hook curls, which are going to sag out into the middle a little bit more, and then I have myself. Like I said, this really sets me up to free roam. I don't have to worry about any in particular responsibility, because you know, the position, I mean, if I had like a mid read, which is basically where I'm located anyway, there's a deep third, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm pretty much treating my coverage assignment like a rover, to the point where I don't have any specific assignment, and I can really just, you know, just free roam and just really do what I want to do. They keep trying to beat me with these underneath throws. Typically cover 3 is not going to work against that, but this works out pretty well. And a lot of that has to do with the seam flats. The seam flats will do a pretty good job against those lower throws. But once again, seeing as this is a cover 3, like I said, I have to know what the weaknesses are of cover 3, and I really have to make them my personal responsibility, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm like a rover. I don't have a job. You know what I mean? My job is pretty well taken care of by the 2 computers. So once again, short throws, that's something that cover 3 can typically have an issue with. You know, if I really want to take away, you know, I can always put these guys on curl flats. They're going to take away deep even better. So if I'm doing that, then I still have to make sure that I'm taking away these underneath throws, because like I said, this defensive scheme really frees me up to focus on the things that really give a cover 3 issues, gives it problems. So like I said right here, I mean, I got to be on that. You know what I mean? Deep short throws, because I took away with the curl flats, is my responsibility. So that's really what this is all about. And like I said, this is going to be best utilized, this formation as a whole is going to be best utilized against somebody that's pretty pass happy, because like I said, this is a pass happy coverage, this is a pass happy concept. Right there, he almost got me. I thought he was hitting, I thought he was going to do a draw, which would give this problems as well. So if somebody starts trying to hit you with draws, pinching the line is about the best thing you can do. That'd be, you know, something that you could at least make him go laterally. Like if he tries to run a draw here or an inside zone here, he's at least going to be going in a direction where I can, you know, flush him to a side. And like I said right here, you're not going to get a ton of pressure from a play like this. So if somebody's patient, they can sit in the pocket, they might be able to pick you apart. But obviously nothing was open. Let's watch the replay and see what the coverage was like, because I got to be honest, I'm not really watching. I'm just kind of sitting on this running back considering. So I guess, you know, if the computer wanted to, if he would have thrown that, one of these guys would have converged on him. You know what I mean? Like, that's the closest thing to being open right there, right up the seam, which is typically something that, like I said, as a cover 3 user that I am, I know that typically seams is an issue. But since this vert hook dropped under it long enough to the point where there was no immediate throw, which a lot of people will try to hit those immediate throws up the seam, so it wasn't there. And then by the time he lets it go, I think it was my fault, because he's starting to run. I think I actually hit the right click to send him after the quarterback, which typically is what I'll do, because you're not getting a ton of pressure. The base defense that I typically like to do the most is the DB Fire 2. This is probably, you know, definitely a throwback. Very popular a couple years ago. To me, it's really comes back around in the style as far as what you can do as far as the run stopping defense, and also a pretty good blitz. So you want to make sure you got speed guys at the edges. Once again, I don't know enough about the Niners to know what they got, but I know Jason Verrett's pretty fast. So let's put him in, and then we'll just pick that play, and we'll go back to random gun. So this is a play, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and bring them in. This is way more important on a play like this to bring these cornerbacks in than it was prior. Once again, for stopping the run and for a blitz. Now, for blitzing, definitely going to want to put them in a QB contain, and that's all you really got to do. Only one of these guys really has to be in the contain. The other guy does not have to be in the contain. And then I'm just going to bring this guy down right here, because I got 5 blocking linemen. If I can just pull one of them in to get attention my way, as we do get a QB run, which, like I said, the computer loves to do that for some reason. Now, this is a shared concept out of the 146. Which obviously works, you know, a little bit better. Even bringing these guys in, you don't necessarily have to get them in the contain. Sometimes that'll be the way to go. But you definitely want to try to draw a blocker to the opposite side of the running back. So if the running back here is in a pass block, he's going to pay attention to that side. We had a free rusher there. You can see a guy came in free. He got the ball out quick. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more consistent pressure, and we'll actually get some sacks. But you don't, on this particular play, you don't have to have them in the QB contain. You can get some pretty good pressure, you know, just by having them coming off the edge. So I'm going to do this again. Like I said, there we get the pressure. That was off of the opposite side of the running back once again. So let's watch the replay. I don't think I did a great job in coverage, but the pressure came in pretty quick. So like I said, I mean, I spread the line there too, which might have made the difference. But you can see, typically one of these guys is going to come off free, and that's impressive considering that we have what, 7 blockers. I think the tight end stayed in, so we have 5 blockers, a running back, and no, the tight end went out. So we have a 5-man blitz on a 6-man blocking assignment, and one of them comes in scot-free while only 4 getting blocked. Bring in the blitzer just enough that he's, you know, getting a good shot off the line. Like I said, I like to spread my line. I think it's going to help, and then bring this guy down to the box. I'm bringing down the guy over the tight end because that's where I want to use her, as the play action totally gets the quarterback screwed there with some instant heat. I want to go over the tight end because typically that's going to be my assignment, which is why I'm constantly doing this. But if I have my dream scenario, this running back is on the other side because I want to try to draw the offensive line's attention to me, kind of shift him over to me and get this guy off the edge. But you can see here it didn't even matter because ultimately the this outside linebacker, I'm sorry, this cornerback came in free anyway. It's kind of weird too because like this guy was supposed to be blitzing and he just kind of stopped. So I don't know what the deal is with that. He stopped and then the other guy just kind of ran around him. So I don't know if he was to the point where he was watching that running back, but it didn't matter because I got the sack. So here we go one more time. Like I said, just bring these guys down to the line. It's really all I want to do. I don't have to go the full length of bring them into QB contain. Like I said, just hover over this gap, try to shift the line in my direction. I think we're gonna have a run play here, and we get another sack. I mean, they're doing a lot of play actions too, which is helping. So at no point do I have the advantage. I mean, I'm only sending 5. Whether they have the advantage, whether they have a 6th blocker being the running back or the tight end, I'm pretty much getting a free runner just about every time because I'm creating that look by bringing this linebacker down. So it almost seems to the computer offensive line, it seems like it's the opposite. Right there, we get really good coverage and we get the coverage sack. But I forgot. I didn't even do that play right. I forgot to spread the defensive line, which is pretty much the only adjustment. So spread that defensive line on that last play. I forgot to do. It's probably why I was delayed. And then QB contain that. Try to get a little bit more pressure. Like I said, I'm all over that. Wentz is, oof, he almost got that picked off. So like I said, really good coverage. You got a lot of corners on a play like this. You got a lot of corners. You got a lot of, extra pass defensive players. And then, like I said, you're going to get a lot of opportunities for pressure. Here I got caught up on the block completely. And because I got caught up on the block, both corners came in free. So that was a result of me getting stuck on the block. So it had an even more dramatic effect where we get 2 free runners. Although look at these blockers, it's really because of how this play plays out, and this is what makes this play so successful, is the speed of these outside blitzers. These tackles will read that their assignment is the spread out defensive ends. They'll come out and they'll get those. So then these guards have to shift, and both guards are going to be too slow. There's no guard fast enough in the world that's going to be able to flip outside and get these players. Here it was a 2-on-1, which is why one of them went. He didn't block either one of them because of that. But there's no guard in the world that's going to be able to rotate around speed-wise to catch up with a full blitzing cornerback coming around the edge. It's also why, like I said, you want to make sure you have your fastest cornerbacks at these spots because that'll make that even harder. These guards will stand no chance. So you can see right there, both come in off of rotating linemen that just can't keep up with that speed. So that's it. That's the vid. If you guys want to see more defensive plays like this from the dollar, the 146, whatever, more pass defenses, hit the like button and let me know in the comment section. If you want to see gameplay, I'll definitely have a link in the description of gameplay with this defense. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Then money shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.